4 minutes. No. Some things we keep in the studio family.
It's at what, Mac, though?
I said Mac.
I used to Midwest City.
Your brother said Midwest City.
No, I said MHS.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said Mac.
MacArthur High School or Midwest City High School? MHS.
I know who I'm picking.
Who are you picking?
I don't know if I want to say. It's better if it's live on the air.
Can we do can we get like a skip, one skip a year? So, you know, I want to pick first. I want Phil to pick first. Can we get that?
Can you at least go give me a candy bar?
Yeah.
Okay. Pecan.
Pecan?
Yeah, pecan.
We have candy. Oh, yeah.
You're welcome. Jesus.
Cody Knox, evening, Chris, Phil, and Ronnie.
Why you
It's the first time I've worn a hat in a long time on here.
You doing?
Test 1, 2. Yeah, it's working. First time to wear a hat on the show.
That won't last long.
I don't wear hats very often, Phil.
Can't show off that fabulous hair if you have your hat on.
Yeah, it's not too fabulous today.
Haircut, sure.
I definitely need a haircut.
How often?
My stylist. I haven't got done to my
3
stylist.
weeks? About every 3 weeks?
3 to 4. Yeah.
Ronnie, you?
Yeah, about that time. Whenever my buddy across the street's ready to.
Since I got my back lasered, I only have my back lasered like once a year.
Back waxed?
Well, lasered.
Oh.
No.
The only thing, like when I go to my stylist, I just drop in. I just can't. I can't set an appointment. I've never been able to set an appointment to go in.
Who's your barber?
Stylist.
Barber.
The barber have a
You're a
stylist.
grown-ass man, barber.
You don't call it a barber? You go
Stylist.
You go to a girl?
No,
It's a barber. Who do you go to?
I'd rather not say.
Why not?
Non-disclosure.
I know where I go, and I'm very proud of where I go.
Oh yeah.
Where do you go, Ronnie?
Across the street.
I tried. I just.
Oh, the grand.
I can't just drop in.
All the
I can't
alcohol
drop
you
in.
want.
What?
Yeah. Go in there after a long day of killing mosquitoes.
All right,
and
here we go. All
they
right,
got a
we're
nice
drinking
cold
water.
average of alcohol in there.
Oh, this is.
Ronnie doesn't think this is
No.
What?
your brother.
What? We're adults. We can't.
What's the title of the show?
High School Huddle.
Yeah.
We're not live yet. I ain't pushed the button yet.
Chris?
He knows we did.
Yeah. Is that a cookie?
Yeah, you want a bite?
No.
No.
Please. Oh, please, thank you.
Oh man.
Chris is literally struggling over here.
Man, I'm fighting through it though.
Huh. Tell me about fighting through.
This might be a 45-minute show tonight.
Wow. Oh, we're live, right?
Oh,
I mean, if I don't bring my A game, then this show. Oh.
Enough about Chris. What do you think about Chris?
You guys watching on the Facebooks? Oh, it feels on the YouTubes. On Facebook.
Facebook.
Look at you. Any comments on the Facebook? Doesn't look like it.
Yep. Ernesto, Evening Fellas. Hi, Ernesto. Grant Oliver.
Grant's on.
Duncan
Oliver's
finally
on.
in the win column. Congratulations, Grant.
No.
That is very good.
Going for 2 in a row, and
Who do they have?
Altus.
Oh, no, that's very winnable.
No, it's a win.
it's a win.
It's a win.
2 in a row.
Ponies in the barn, boys.
Ponies in the barn.
Well, let me look at Duncan real quick.
I mean, Hayes in the barn.
There you
go.
go.
Hayes in the barn.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
Turn it on, Phil.
I got to look at my Duncan Demons before I go any further here. So, what's the record?
I kind of, honestly, I always kind of like Duncan to win.
Yeah, I do too.
I mean, unless they play, home team.
Let's see. So they won 1 game, beaten 2. They can get 3, maybe 4 wins.
There you have it. You can mail her in, Coach. Ernesto. Oh, do we have any food coming up tonight?
Not that I know of.
Oh, God. This has been a terrible day.
Tell me about it.
Let's see here. 1, 2, 3 guaranteed wins.
For who?
Duncan this year. So minimum 3 and 7. Could go. So they've lost 1, 2, 3. Not outside at 5 and 5.
Yeah.
It's on the table.
Where's Midwest City going to finish?
1, 2, or 3.
They gonna win this weekend?
We'll have that pick in a minute. All right, we ready to start? I am. Here we go.
Well, by all means, let's do it then.
Hello and welcome everybody to the High School Huddle, Week 7 of the high school football season. Along with Ronnie Phillips, Phil Nichols, Chris Evans with you. We are set for a great week of football, primarily on Thursday night. There are some games on Friday, including our game of the week, Bishop McGinnis and Carl Albert on Friday night. But majority of the games on Thursday. Should be a fun week. It was a fun week last week. We saw a thriller of a football game. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. But guys, it's just like that. This week went by so fast. I mean, here we are already week 7 of the football season. Some teams unofficially will win districts this week.
Yeah, and I think
Have a chance of winning districts this
yes. In week 7, I mean, how fast does it all win?
Man.
I mean, this happens every year. Goes so quick. But yeah, some districts are. You got a pretty clear picture on what's going to play out, and other districts and other classes, it's going to come down to that last week.
Absolutely. As we get situated here, our title sponsor is Generations Church. We invite you to go to generationsguthrie.com. They are located in Guthrie, Oklahoma, 2524 West Noble for the local audience. Phone number is 405-282-6848. And we appreciate Josh and all the crew out there. Love God, love people, serve both well. You can check them out on Facebook as well, as they do a great service. Not only in Guthrie, but throughout the area as well with their missionary work and all that good stuff. So we appreciate them, as well as all of our great sponsors up and down the list. And, well, I don't think there's a whole lot of stuff going on outside on the field. Obviously, Cleveland and McLean did not play. So we were hearing they were trying to work something out, but that did not work out. Yeah. Cleveland citing safety concerns. So
is that a loss?
Yeah, I was getting ready to look it up. It was 15-0. It's a 15-0 game, so I would certainly think
15 points represents district points.
Play.
Yep.
Yeah. So that tells me
it's
that
a forfeit. Yep.
McLean would win that game.
Yep, they got their district points. So anytime you forfeit, you automatically get the.
McLean's got a shot of making the playoffs.
Well, at this rate, I mean,
seriously.
But those kids want to play.
So then, what's going to happen? You get in the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, you would probably think McLean would be on the road.
They went out.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but outside of football, which is week 7, but it is a big weekend of volleyball and a big weekend of softball as well. Softball Class B through 3A state championships were held at Hall of Fame Stadium last weekend. Also, A and B state championships were held last weekend at Bricktown Ballpark. The number 1 seeds in both of those baseball games go down.
Sure was. Big time upsets there. Got to call that game, and I had a buddy text me, goes, boy, if I was betting on those games, I'd have lost a lot of Skittles because it was Silo was really, really good. Rolf, everybody knows about how great Rolf is as well, and both of them go down.
Yeah.
Just never know.
Never
do. Play them.
Yep. 4A, 5A, 6A state softball tournament play begins tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Games start at 11 o'clock. Last game scheduled at 6:30. So, man, you can buy a ticket at Hall of Fame Stadium and just spend the entire day watching some great high school softball. Of course, all those games are streamed live on the NFHS network on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And state volleyball for 4A, 3A is this week up in the Tulsa area, Sapulpa and I shouldn't have said that. Sapulpa and somewhere, look at my notes here real quick, but that is Thursday, Friday, Saturday. How about Sapulpa and Sand Springs? But the semis and the championships will be held in Sapulpa. The 3A state title game will be at 11 a.m. match, and the 4A title match will be at 1:30. Regional time for the 5A and 6A schools, and then they will be in the state tournament next week. So a busy, busy time. State cross-country meet is October 29th, so it is a busy, busy time for the fall sports.
Yeah, a lot going on. A lot of kids out representing their schools, their communities. Encourage anybody, if you're near where those are at, if you want to have some great entertainment, come watch.
Absolutely. Well, Phil, I went to the Capitol.
Oh, boy.
What's today? Wednesday? Tuesday? Was that
It's
yesterday?
Wednesday.
It was
It's
yesterday.
Wednesday.
Yeah, I went
Yeah, it's
yesterday.
Wednesday.
But there was an interim study done. Representative Ty Burns over in Napawnee County, I do believe, had a study on the OSSAA, particularly hardships, and I kind of went for my pleasure. I wasn't
Right.
reporting or anything, but I did learn some stuff, and they always talk about the hardships. Of course, Kevin Sane from Idabel has a
Is he the attorney?
yes,
Yeah.
a big disagreement with how the OSSAA
He's not a
does.
fan.
Not a fan. And he represents for free, pro bono, for some of these kids when dealing with hardships. And so I did learn how hardships do work a little bit. So each director is assigned specific sport or whatever in that hardship. And so the first director will take a look at it, and then they'll decide. And then it goes to the second director, and then the third director, if it needs to go to a third director. And then if the player, coach, or whatever disagrees with that, they can take it to an appeal board. And if they don't agree with that, then they can appeal it to the OSSAA board. So it's a pretty big
Lengthy
process,
process,
a lengthy process, very well. And honestly, if it gets past the first, not that it can't be overturned, but a lot of times once it gets that. But anyway, Kevin Sane, who's had some hardships not going in his favor, and if I can understand if you there are ways that you would vote different. I thought it was kind of weird because they were talking to the OSSAA about how the process works, and they're talking to state representative legislature. I'm like, okay, so you make every decision that you feel best, that you think is fair. Don't forget, at the state legislature, you're doing the same thing too. So,
Sure.
so you're going to be calling them out. Well, you be very good. I mean,
Be careful.
be careful.
Yeah, be careful.
Yeah, be careful there. But they're looking for a different process. But Superintendent Mike Simpson of Guthrie Public Schools was there, and I thought the one thing I took from that is there's a lot of kids that are approved for hardships, but they're not here to testify.
The mass majority
you don't hear those.
The mass majority are.
You're not hearing those people. So, but anyway, I thought it was there were some interesting things back and forth there. How many private schools in Oklahoma do you think?
4,870.
24.
24.
So there's a bunch of
All of them but two are in 3A.
Yeah, 3A is loaded with it. But anyway, it was going to be interesting. I'm sure there'll be more come out of here in the coming days and weeks and months.
So when they kind of explained it to you, so is it a case by case thing? So like if you have a big time athlete, obviously they're going to take that into consideration much more than somebody who's just okay. I don't want to go to this school no more. This school's closer, so they would consider that kind of stuff.
I would say this. I don't think they look at so much, are they a big-time athlete, as they do, here's the rules.
Yes.
Regardless of if they're a big-time athlete or a sophomore who's never started a game, because I don't think there's any other way they could do it.
Right.
I mean, you can't make –
so then it's not case by case. They just go off the rules.
No, it's case by case because there's always circumstances. Like I'll give you a real world one that we went through once. We had a child that came to us with we were kinship foster parents. Moved from one district to another district. So case by case, you're going to look at that and go, is this for competitive advantage? They look at all that different stuff. So it is case by case, but when it comes, there's no consideration, in my opinion, knowing a lot of people on this board, that hey, this kid's an elite athlete, so we're going to give him special.
Well, no, I wasn't assuming that. I shouldn't say of a big time athlete. Competitive advantage is the word I was probably looking for.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kevin Sane, the attorney, says when someone calls him up to ask for his services, he asks, "Are you rich or poor?" Or if you're a farm kid. Now, he's a farmer as well, so, it's all – but because he'll say rich kids will just get up and move. Parents can get up and move into another district, and they're eligible that year. So,
well, we've seen that.
Yeah.
We saw it a lot this offseason up over in the Tulsa market.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so
So and the other thing, and we'll get to all the stuff on the field here in a minute, but House Bill 783 came up, and they specifically left athletics out. 783 is where you can transfer to school, but that doesn't qualify you for athletics, and they left that out.
You can transfer schools, but it doesn't mean you're immediately eligible to play sports.
Athletics, correct? Yeah.
So that's smart.
And they said that was intentionally left out because it would be the Wild Wild West.
There's no doubt.
The other thing that David Jackson, the executive director, kept saying, the OSSA is a representative of the 482 member schools. So they, if they want NIL information, they send out to member schools, and if, for example, if they send out to the membership that, hey, you want open transfers, and they said, yeah, we want open, then the OSSA would say
they would represent that.
They would represent that. Yeah. So anyway, it was an interesting back and forth at the state capitol.
Yep.
A lot of it's kind of a weird behind the scenes type.
A lot of weird questions
most people
asked.
Don't care.
Yeah, there was a lot of weird questions asked. It really had nothing to do with what the main issue was, but that has more to do with if you have a fundamental challenge with how an organization's ran, you're going to look for anything and everything you can to point a finger to. So, and
it's another reminder: the OSSA is just like all the other 50 states plus Washington D.C. area. They're in every state, so this is not unique to Oklahoma. They don't have open transfer in the other states as well. So. So Oklahoma's not special.
You really couldn't. There's just no way.
Yeah, it'd be crazy.
Be insane.
It'd be crazy. So, all right, we got a great show to talk about. We got some games from last week that we will definitely talk about, including a 5A Classic that came down to no time on the clock. Yeah. A game winner there. We'll talk about that. Jinx and Phil, when it comes to the Broken Arrow, when it comes to picks, I
know what Broken Arrow.
You know all about.
I know what Broken Arrow.
Know about that. We'll have our picks. We'll have our high school huddle.
For this week's call.
Our high school huddle top 10 rankings and where we stand on our records as well.
It's the only one that matters.
And so we got a bunch to get into. There's a new number one in 5A.
Yep, new number one in
5A. So we have a lot.
Should be a new number one in 6A, but that's another conversation for another time.
All right, we'll pull it all up. We shall discuss. All right, take our opening timeout. This is the High School Huddle presented by Generations Church.
At Generations Church, we exist to love God, love people, and serve both well. We're a multi-generational, multicultural church that believes in being a light to our city and our region. At Generations, we don't believe that church can be put in a box. We're a church that accepts all people from all walks of life, young, old, rich, and poor, and you will feel welcome at Generations. Join us at 10 a.m. every Sunday at 2524 West Noble in Guthrie, America. You can also join us at generationsguthrie.online.church.
Today I'm sharing Golden Chick with the world.
Are you ready to taste Golden Chick for the first time?
100% tenderloin. That's where the golden tenders come from. Marinated for 24 hours.
It is amazing.
Then we also got the rolls, made fresh.
It feels like they were just baked.
You know why it feels that way? They were.
Every time I go, I love to get extra rolls, so I love it.
Mm-hmm. We are being kind of photobombed right now by the one and only Clucky. Have you met Clucky the chicken? Don't get too starstruck. He's just a regular guy. One taste, and you're golden. He's on Tender. That's like a chicken dating app.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy. Aspen Roofing is a family-owned roofing company with more than 20 years of experience and achievements across Oklahoma. Aspen Roofing takes pride in the personal service we provide on each job, and we strive to maintain the highest level of quality while offering our customers a reasonable price. It is our commitment to help you understand the process of getting a new roof from start to finish. Call Robbie Hudson for a free roofing estimate at 405-562-0026.
Exxon was founded by two combat-proven veterans to help businesses grow from mediocre to exceptional. We know from experience that your culture and trust throughout the organization drive superior performance. Most business owners focus on the urgent rather than the important. They are just struggling to survive. The team at Exxon helps owners identify challenges, build solutions, and focus on growth. Do you trust your team? Does your team trust you? If not, we can help. We are Exxon.
Hey, you in the third row. Yes, you. When was your last dental checkup? Dr. Lewis Turney and his staff provide dental care in a fun, relaxing environment. Still not convinced? Prefer to sleep through your appointment? No problem. We can do that too. Our staff can ensure you have a relaxing experience no matter what. Got kids? Hey, so do we. Come see what all the moms are talking about. Our kid-friendly staff loves to provide care to even the tiniest of teeth. Give us a call today. We've got the whole family covered.
Give Dr. Lewis Turney a call at 282-7600.
Welcome back to the High School Huddle, presented by Generations Church.
Segment number 2 here on the High School Huddle, presented by Generations Church. Ronnie Phillips, Phil Nichols, Chris Evans. I am playing hurt, but fighting through it, and we appreciate everyone checking us out on.
I mean, he just
here on the High School.
So hard.
Hey, big news for the High School Huddle. We are on a new podcast platform.
Oh,
iHeartRadio.
Your heart hurts?
Part of their podcast.
iHeart?
Yeah, iHeartRadio.
He got that set up when he was injured today.
Yeah, so we got Google, Apple, Spotify, all they get, but now part of the iHeartRadio app.
So good.
So good. Really, really cool. All right, speaking of cool, how about one of the great high school football games we saw last week with Guthrie and Bishop McGinnis?
Yep.
The Irish, with no time on the clock, kick a 30-yard field goal to stay undefeated. Guthrie takes defeat for the first time, and if you didn't care who won or lost, you were treated to a great high school football games with big plays, great defense, good offense at times, and then a play that came down the last second.
Yeah, and I think, at that game, you're sitting there and, the part we're leaving out is there's
a bunch of leaving out.
They attempted a 43-yard field goal flag on the play, running into the kicker,
roughing the kicker,
move him up 15 yards. Then he makes the field goal as time expires. Missed it on the first attempt.
Well, before that, Guthrie ties it 27-all with 40 seconds left.
40 seconds left, and then there's I'm not going to say controversial, close. There was a close call on the sideline on a.
Meaning it can go either way.
Yeah, it can go either way. We replayed that deal.
We went frame by frame, other frame by frame.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I come away going, knee might have been in. I do. So there's both.
The McGinnis kid made a great catch. He bobbled it 3 times.
Yeah.
And really it comes down to, did he have possession of the ball when his foot was down? Which I think the next frame he truly had possession of the ball. But you can make an argument that he had possession and a foot down.
Yeah.
But the effort was there, and if you're an official, how do you not want to give that kid the catch? The effort was amazing.
Yeah,
it was big time. It was a great effort by the McGinnis kid.
Yeah, it was a great game. I mean, and we knew it would be. I mean, that's last week in the huddle, number 2 and number 5 in the huddle rankings last week, both undefeated, both playing really good football. And what I took away from that thing is Guthrie's defense is absolutely outstanding.
Yeah, 5A's fun.
5A is fun this year. I still think there's for sure 5, maybe 6 teams that could win 5A. I still believe that. Guthrie and McGinnis being 2 of those teams. If you're a Guthrie fan, boy, you hate to see that one get away from you. But man, you got to walk out there going, okay, we legitimately can play with anybody in 5A.
And do note Guthrie was out there starting running back for the third game in a row. They're most
not just a running back, but a 1,600-yard rusher from last year. Legitimate.
So when he returns, if he would play that minute, that'd be interesting to see how that unfolded. Mike Taffy, McGinnis running back, committed somewhere this week.
Linwood. Is that
Linwood,
right?
I think that's right. Missouri.
Linwood, Missouri. Yeah.
But he was really stopped for the entire night. He did have a 63-yard touchdown.
Yeah, he was shut down for most of the game, and then had that. A great running backs always do. They find a ways to get that one run that helped their team out, and he did 60-some yards to the house.
How many times in the NFL, growing up when Adrian Peterson was in his prime, would he be shut down until the fourth quarter, and he'd have like 16 carries for 42 yards, and then he busts an 87-yard run.
Yeah, when the game's online, those kind of players show up.
They rise up, no doubt.
Yeah.
But a great job by both teams. It was a really entertaining, great ball game.
Hope to see that game again sometime.
Yeah, and I think there's a chance you will. And bottom line, District 5A2 gets a little tighter.
Yeah, and 5A2 and 5A3 is just outstanding.
Yeah.
In fact, they're in
great
all 5A2 and 5A3 teams are in the top 5 of a lot of people's polls. There are some other teams that are sneaking in there, but for the majority, the top 5 are 5A2 or 5A3. Yep. And we'll have our 5A rankings here in a little bit to kind of the week before was McAllister and Coweta. The week before that was McAllister, Dale City. This week is Carl Albert, McGinnis. The next week after that is Guthrie, Carl Albert. So
great games.
It's some great games coming down. How about Norman? How about Norman North going up to Jinx and winning that game 41-31?
Ronnie and I were this close to picking Norman North. Chris never thought.
I was this close to getting the winning numbers of the lottery, but I just didn't quite get there.
Of course, Jinx. That's Chris's pick to win 6A.
Yep.
But Norman North.
Do they win is the championship? That's in week. It's later on down the season, right? They didn't play it this week, did they? Let me check my notes.
He let anything go?
Nope.
Nothing?
I didn't know we were giving out gold balls this week.
I didn't say we was giving gold
Oh,
balls.
okay, good.
Did you?
I did not. No.
Go ahead, Phil.
Well, I forgot what I was going to say.
Casey Cabin is the senior for Norman North. The receiver, 196 receiving yards on 8 catches. And last week I was able to speak with the Booker T coach and said, hey, my boy Teese, he needs to get the ball a little bit more.
Yeah.
And they shut out Tyler Call 47-0. So I think I need to make a phone call to Coach up in Jinx. And Jinx has no problem running the ball. It's passing the ball right now that they got to find some help passing the ball. They got a tough game this week with Moore, which we're picking here in a little bit.
Tough game.
And that's that game can go either way.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, that's one of them. I think there's 3 games that are really, in my opinion, kind of pick 'em games, and I get to go first.
They're really tough. They're all pretty tough for me, Phil.
And I get to go. Well, we know 3-7, and then I didn't think you could go worse than 4-6, and then here you are 3-7. What's that? 2-8 this week, maybe. But there's 3 games that I have to go first on. By the way, I'm sure that's just a coincidence tonight when we make our picks, but there's 3 of them that are really tough, I believe.
Tulsa Union takes down Norman 42-28. DJ McKinney, Union senior running back, 19 carries, 191 yards, 4 touchdowns. Remember, the quarterback.
Jinx transfer.
Yeah.
Shaker.
Did
not play, yeah.
Shaker did not play again. Yeah. So we'll see if he's playing this week. Coach Fred's keeping that a little close to the vest.
Still hurt?
Just some nagging injuries from what I understand. Yep. So
they got Mustang this week.
Got Mustang.
He better be ready.
Might be ready to play.
So we'll see how that one plays out. Stillwater, Sand Springs, we had built that one up. Stillwater is starting to feel a little like Bixby with their scores right now. A Bixby JV school.
Yeah, okay.
Stillwater 58-7.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not scoring 80 or 70. But
Stillwater's playing such good football right now, and with Deer Creek losing the week before.
Last week.
Last week. That really kind of allows them to solidify that number 1 spot right now, I think, in most people's eyes in 6A too.
Another game that we need to get to that, boy, we talked it up. It was the game of the week last week here on 5A, and it was a Coweta McAllister.
Oh, it's terrible.
McAllister, without really a lot of services from Eric McCarty, but Coweta 49-0 over McAllister with the backup quarterback.
Yep.
Yeah, that backup's been the backup since week 1.
Yeah, Starks.
The starter since week 1.
Yeah, Nikhalen Starks, Phil, 18 of 26, 272 yards, 5 touchdowns. It wasn't even close.
Yeah, it was a good old-fashioned beating is what it was.
Yeah, the two biggest games on Coweta's schedule, they've handled them pretty easily. Carl Albert and McAllister. But again, not making excuses for Coach Maisie and them because they obviously don't need them. They got their great ball club and they're going to be back, within time. But sorry, Phil. No, the ingredients were good for Quita to do something like this.
Short week.
Real hard game against Dell City. You saw McCarty at the end of that game laying on the end zone after they win, so they're tired, they're beat up. They got to roll back around and play Quita on Thursday, which seemed like forever ago, didn't it? Thursday? That seemed like a long time ago.
Yeah.
But, ingredients were good for Quita to do what they did. So, yeah.
Now, Quita is still in that district. Very, very tough. Usually in 5A, you say 5A2 is by far the toughest district. This year 5A3's got a real argument being the toughest district as well, but Quita's still got to face Dell City at some point.
Yeah, I think that's week 9 of the football season.
That's going to be a good one.
They beat Dell City. Everybody better hang on.
There's going to be one team everyone thinks is going to win this thing.
So I mentioned Booker T's victory over Tahlequah, 47-0. Micah T's 5 catches, 240 yards, 3 touchdowns. A school record 96-yarder.
Yeah.
So my pep speech to the top.
It worked.
The coach paid out.
It worked. Yeah.
We'll see who I call. We'll see who I call this week. Gage Gundy, 22 of 31, 310 yards, 5 touchdowns.
Heck of a high school game
over Sand Springs. We thought that one was closer. We talked about that one earlier. Another game that we had talked about last week was the Cushing Tigers and a Wagner 42-0.
Yeah.
Cushing,
Cushing's good.
Unanimous number 1.
Yeah, Cushing is good.
They're very, very good.
Of course, been my number 1 the whole year.
Blake Burlowitz, 23 of 33 passing, 401 yards, 3 touchdowns in that shutout victory over Wagner. We know all about the Cushing offense, but the Cushing defense shows up and holds
Cushing be ranked top 7 if they were 5A, wouldn't they? They're pretty good.
They'd be up there.
They'd
be up there. How about Bristow?
That's
15-14 over Verdigris.
Yep.
A lot of people had them number 1 in their rankings. The High School Huddle rankings had them at number 2. We'll see where they are this week, but number 2 in the High School Huddle rankings goes down to Bristow.
Yeah, that's a big win for Bristow. And again, those are 2 teams that'll definitely be seen in the playoffs.
At Verdigris too, right?
Yeah, I think that's right.
It was at Verdigris, yeah.
Wow.
Good ball game.
Let's see here. Another. I skipped that one. I need to go back to my 4A. Where is it at? Blanchard. Where are you at, Blanchard?
Yeah, Blanchard.
There you are. 30-28 over Tuttle. I think Tuttle was without one of their players. I can't remember. They have the quarterback and 2 running backs. I think they were without one of those 3. I can't remember who it was.
If it was 11, that explains a lot.
Yeah, but Blanchard wins it 30-28, and Blanchard's Kason Cooksey, quarterback, stepped up. I guess 0.2 seconds left, threw a 9-yard game-winning touchdown to Jackson Lemanek for the victory, 30-28. The quarterback for Blanchard, drawing a blank on his name right now, but completed a 31-yard touchdown with under 5 minutes left.
Yeah, and Blanchard-Tuttle's, that's always a battle. It's big-time rivalry, and you throw Newcastle in there, those 3, they kind of beat each other up every year. And we've seen Tuttle live this year. They're a very, very good football team, and it'd be interesting to see if it was McAdoo that was missing or not, because McAdoo kid, they're going to go as he goes offensively.
Weatherford takes down Clinton 30-10. As soon as you think Weatherford's down this year, then they beat Clinton, and Clinton's really good. Now they're coming down. Yeah. It's just a weird time back and forth.
Doesn't make a lot of sense sometimes.
I think, now I should have got the Verdigris 3. We've already talked about them in 3A.
Oh, okay.
Any other things?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I got one.
You got one?
Ronnie's got to say.
We got the team this team hasn't won a game all year long. They're down by 2 touchdowns with 7 minutes left, 15 points with 2 minutes left, and they come back and win. Duncan Demons over Noble last week,
Noble, everybody talks about that passing attack with Noble, and I think a lot of people are starting to either they're figuring that out and realizing it's one-dimensional or what. But congratulations to our friends down in Duncan.
Yeah, it just shows you, again, a lot of those players on that team are baseball players, and they won state championship last year, so they're not going to quit. They're always going to fight. They're going to fight till the end, and it definitely helped them out last week.
And young baseball players.
Very young baseball players.
They're young football teams. So
we just confirmed that in the Tuttle game, it was McAdoo that was out.
Okay. That does make a huge difference.
Makes a huge difference.
He's the number 1 of the 3 options.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. Just sophomore.
Okay. Yeah, and the other running back is sophomore as well.
Yep.
I think
great sophomores.
Yeah,
Signal Caller's a senior over there.
Yeah, he's a senior. Yeah, Dennis, I believe his name.
Very, very, very good quarterback.
Yeah.
Quarterback.
All right, that will do it for. Make sure I didn't miss any of our student athletes, any performances. Chaz Doolin of Millwood, 41-0 over Perry. The linebacker returned 2 fumbles for touchdowns. Guthrie had a scoop and score.
Yep.
Xavier Williams.
Xavier had a really good ball game for the Blue Jays.
Yeah. Jalen Sweet of Dell City in that victory over Sepulpa, 56-7. That was kind of a. But Jalen Sweet had a good game for the Dell City Eagles. All right, we're up against our next break here on the High School Huddle presented by Generations Church. When we return, we take a look at the High School Huddle top 5. And then coming up, we will break down our top 10 games of the week. Predictions.
We're going to talk about results from last week?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
Yours wasn't even better, Phil.
It was 2 games better. It was 2 games better to be exact.
It was not a good week for the high school.
No, it was a tough week. Ronnie, a little harder on Ronnie than the rest of us, but it was a weird week. It was a weird.
It was.
Yeah, it really was.
We watched the game film. We got to get better this week, guys. Yeah. We got to get better. All right.
No lie.
Take a break. See if we can get any better after this break. This is the High School Huddle.
Aspen Roofing is a family-owned roofing company with more than 20 years of experience and achievements across Oklahoma. Aspen Roofing takes pride in the personal service we provide on each job, and we strive to maintain the highest level of quality while offering our customers a reasonable price. It is our commitment to help you understand the process of getting a new roof from start to finish. Call Robbie Hudson for a free roofing estimate at 405-562-0026.
Exxon was founded by 2 combat-proven veterans to help businesses grow from mediocre to exceptional. We know from experience that your culture and trust throughout the organization drive superior performance. Most business owners focus on the urgent rather than the important. They are just struggling to survive. The team at Exxon helps owners identify challenges, build solutions, and focus on growth. Do you trust your team? Does your team trust you? If not, we can help. We are Exxon.
Hey, you in the third row. Yes, you. When was your last dental checkup? Dr. Louis Turney and his staff provide dental care in a fun, relaxing environment. Still not convinced? Prefer to sleep through your appointment? No problem. We can do that too. Our staff can ensure you have a relaxing experience no matter what. Got kids? Hey, so do we. Come see what all the moms are talking about. Our kid-friendly staff loves to provide care to even the tiniest of teeth. Give us a call today. We've got the whole family covered.
Give Dr. Louis Turney a call at 282-7600.
Today I'm sharing Golden Chick with the world.
Are you ready to taste Golden Chick for the first time?
100% tenderloin, that's where the golden tenders come from. Marinated for 24 hours.
It is amazing.
Then we also got the rolls, made fresh.
It feels like they were just baked.
You know why it feels that way? They were.
Every time I go, I like to get extra rolls, so I love it. Mm-hmm.
We are being kind of photobombed right now by the one and only Clucky. Have you met Clucky the chicken? Don't get too starstruck. He's just a regular guy. One taste, and you're golden. He's on Tender. That's like a chicken dating app.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy.
At Generations Church, we exist to love God, love people, and serve both well. We're a multi-generational, multicultural church that believes in being a light to our city and our region. At Generations, we don't believe that church can be put in a box. We're a church that accepts all people from all walks of life, young, old, rich, and poor, and you will feel welcome at Generations. Join us at 10 a.m. every Sunday at 2524 West Noble in Guthrie, America. You can also join us at generationsguthrie.online.church.
Welcome back to the High School Huddle, presented by Generations Church.
It is the High School Huddle. If you're listening to the podcast, you want to check out the video. Phil, I guess you want it.
No.
You want the publicity. Here you go.
You wanted the attention. Here you go, Phil. Go ahead. Let everybody know what's going on.
I'm on the injured reserve list.
That's all we get.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you want to know the real story because there's a work comp claim pending. So, Chris Evans. Anyway, it's a long story short, but rest assured, I typically carry everything heavy on Friday nights. So,
Phil's injured, but he's fighting through it.
I'm out of air right now because you guys are yelling down the hall. 12 seconds.
There was really 85 seconds when you did that part, but
did you see those crutches move though?
You were moving pretty quick. That was pretty good, Phil.
That wasn't very smart. He could have taken out all these lights and camera.
It could have been tragic. Man, I didn't think that through.
Phil's playing injured. If you can't tell on our video stream there. So Ronnie Phillips, Still Nichols, Chris Evans, High School Huddle presented by Generations Church. Can we move on now?
Yes, please.
All right. It's time to look at the top 5 high school huddle rankings for each class from Class A all the way up to 6A. And we begin with Class A. And guys, guess what?
Nothing's
changes.
changed. Yep, no, nothing's changed.
Well, and I think that, Ringling, I think, is firmly in that number 1 slot in A. And Tonkawa Gore, those two are real close. I mean, those could be interchangeable.
Yeah.
I think we've got a little edge, obviously, to Tonkawa, but
I got Gore too, yep.
Yeah, then Fairview and Hominy are right there as well. So, and the truth is, there could be somebody at 6 or 7 that ends up being in the state championship game as well. I mean, A ball is very deep.
Yeah, for our podcast listeners out there, number 1, Ringling, number 2, Tonkawa, number 3, Gore, number 4, Fairview, and number 5, Hominy. Did I mention High School Huddle is now on the iHeart Radio app?
Yes, last segment.
All right.
It's a little dark right there. What's
going
on
there? I don't know, Phil.
Why is it so dark?
All right. We now move on to Class 2A rankings, and we do have a little bit of a change.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit of a change. Number 1, Washington. Number 2, Rejoice Christian. Number 3, Vian. Number 4, Eufaula. And number 4, Millwood. Number 5, Eufaula.
Yeah. I had that a little different.
Mine's a different too, yeah.
My Fighting Rafe Watkins team didn't make it.
Yeah, Prague, 55-6 victory over Roland. That was a hefty drive for the Devils.
Prague should be in the top 5. Well, I'm just, hear me now, believe me later.
The schedule is.
That's fine. I'll bet you right now a soda pop that they'll be in the semis.
In the semis?
That's right.
Oh yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
You want that bad?
Extra ice, please.
Yes.
Extra ice?
I want crushed ice.
Crushed ice. Sonic ice?
In fact, I'm not saying Prague will probably go 10-0.
They will. Yeah. I mean, A ball and 2A. Man, there's a lot of good football teams that won't get out of the first round of the playoffs.
There's a lot of teams spread out.
Yeah, but there's a lot of really good football teams will not get out of the first round of the playoffs. I think.
I think they'll be okay.
Well, yeah, but I think they'll make the semis.
Okay. All right.
So we got 2 wagers on that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I want it on tape.
It's not tape anymore.
I want it on whatever this is.
It's all digital now.
Whatever this is, I want it on that.
Yeah, I mean, we can put it on VHS tape for you if that's what you prefer.
A lot of my favorite things are on VHS.
Reel to reel. Oh, boy. All right. Moving on to Class 3A rankings, according to the High School Huddle. Number 1, Lincoln. Well, that can't be right.
Well, why not?
That can't be right.
Who put these in? The boss.
Yeah.
Let me.
Production. Let me write this back down.
Oh boy,
you had one job.
We can't look at that. Job. We can't. Well, no, it's right on my screen here, but not on this screen.
Oh well.
All right. Well, we can't look at that screen.
Oh.
It didn't refresh for whatever reason. Okay, number 1 team in Class 3A, Lincoln Christian. The new number 2 team, Metro Christian.
Yep.
Number 3, Heritage Hall. Number 4, Cassia Hall. Number 5, Stigler.
Soul Public School.
You got him in there.
Got him in there.
Got Stigler in there.
Oh, yeah.
We needed him. 3A is so heavily dominated by private schools.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So I still have Verdigris at number 5.
Yeah.
In my individual poll here.
And they could easily be there. Yeah. I mean, and then that's a big matchup we're talking about here in a little bit between so I just went blank. Rejoice Christian and Verdigris coming up this week.
Yeah. Cassia Hall.
I'm sorry, Cassia Hall and Verdigris. Yeah, Cassia Hall.
So those are the 3A rankings. Moving over to Class 4A, number 1, Cushing.
Is that right?
They are solidified number 1, unanimous number 1. I think they're hopefully for every poll out there.
Yeah,
of course,
it should be.
The most important one, the High School Huddle poll. Yeah. But Number 2, Poto. Number 3, Elk City, their highest ranking this year. Bethany at number 4.
Ronnie likes that one.
Bethany at number 4, and Blanchard at number 5 with the victory over Tuttle, 30-28. Tuttle now outside of the top 5 in Class 4A.
Yeah, Ronnie, thoughts?
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's not what I have, but
that's exactly how I have mine.
That's
exactly how I have mine.
That's a good huddle.
Where do you have Bethany?
Bethany, I have Bethany. Oh, 6.
6.
Yeah.
Who do you think should be in the top 5 that's not in there?
Oh, my top 5? My top 5 is Cushing, Poto, Elk City, Blanchard, and Tuttle.
Tuttle. Yep. You can argue that.
Yeah, well, they had missing. McAdoo was missing last week.
Yeah,
Got to get things considered.
No, you absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's still an L, but yeah.
All right. We now move to Class 5A rankings here on the High School Huddle, and we have a new number 1. Who is it? It is the Coweta Tigers. McAllister goes down for the first time this year to Coweta. Coweta bumps up 2 spots from number 3 to number 1. Number 1, Coweta. Number 2, McGinnis. Number 3, McAllister. Number 4, Del City. Guthrie at number 5. Despite the loss to McGinnis, Guthrie stays in that number 5 spot. We have a lot to discuss here. Guys, first off, why Coweta 1, McGinnis 2? McGinnis was 2, but Coweta leapfrogs them.
Well, I think you look at the quality of wins they've had this year. You know, they just beat the brakes off of Carl Albert early in the season. They've beat a good Wagner team.
Yep.
And then they go in and just take them to the woodshed, McAllister.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, even with McCarty out, you got to believe that. I mean, it should still be a closer ball game.
Yeah.
Right. So to me, they've earned that number 1 spot. I've had McGinnis, and I think we all have had McGinnis for some time at number 2.
Firmly 2 all year long.
Firmly at number 2. They come in on the road and win a last-second kick, win a ball game off the last week, number 5 Blue Jays, to stay undefeated. McAllister beat Del City heads up. So
that has to mean something.
Has to mean something. We saw that game with our own eyes.
Yep.
Live and in person, down on the sidelines. Spent the first half with Del City, and the second half with McAllister. That was a fun night. And Del City, who's I think has more individual talent than anybody in 5A. They're at 4, and we still have the Blue Jays at 5. I think it's, you can make, I guess there's people who can say, well, what about Collinsville, defending state champions, 6-0? Some people are going to talk about Grove. Some people are going to talk about Carl Albert. So, there's Elgin in there, still undefeated. So there's a lot of really good teams. 5A is one of the deepest classifications this year, and it hasn't been that way for quite some time. There's been 3 or 4 really good teams most years, and then a pretty steep drop-off after that. But
and then when you look at that top 5, it's all 5A2 and all 5A3 schools in the top 5 rankings. So so I went back and forth. I for everything you said, Coweta, I had number 1. McGinnis, a good ball club, I had them at number 2. And this is a reminder that 6-7, 5-6-7 can beat any of the teams on these teams, especially if McCarty's not good as McAllister. You see McCarty, if McCarty's not part of the equation for McAllister, they're not in the top 5.
No,
he has to be 100%.
They're a 7-8 team in 5A without him. Absolutely. I mean, they just are.
They lost a quarterback a year ago, the receivers, and they still got some good players around him, but he is a huge part of their top 5 ranking.
Which, to be frank, is part of the reason why the Blue Jays are still number 5 this week is, remember, they're playing – last week was the 3rd game, the 4th week, because they had a bye week in there, but the 3rd game without returning 1,600-yard rusher, Mr. Everything, Isaiah Hammonds. So they're doing that without their best football player.
So here's how I broke down my 5A rankings. And I was like, well, McAllister, if Eric McCarty doesn't play, they're really not they're not a top 5 team, but McAllister's schedule will allow him to get healthy, and then when he's healthy in the playoffs, I think they're a number 3 team. Yeah. They beat Del City, as Ronnie said. That means something. You got to have McAllister over Del City. So then it comes down to Guthrie, Guthrie, Collinsville, Elgin, Grove, and Carl Albert. And when you look at McAllister, they beat Del City. So Del City, though, they beat Choctaw, and they beat Booker T. Washington.
Yeah.
That says, Guthrie, they beat Tuttle, lost to number 2 McGinnis with no time left on the clock. Yeah. And then you look at the other ones, Collinsville, the defending state champions, and I feel bad for they're undefeated.
We got to look at schedule.
Their best win this year is against a 3-3 Oologah team.
Correct.
Sky took 2 victories. Pryor, 1 victory. Bishop Kelly, 2 victories. Tulsa, Nathan Hale, 0 victories. Bartlesville, 2 victories. That was a 6A2 victory there. Grove, the best win is over 3-3 Class 4A Wagner.
Yeah.
And so, you just got to look at that and consider all those. There's so much things. And
a lot of variables.
Just a lot of variables to it. So, Grove, the other team is Elgin that you got to look at now. They're 6-0, 3-0 in district play.
Same deal, though, schedule.
Yeah, beat Anadarko, beat Cache, beat Weatherford, beat El Reno, beat Ardmore. And the thing about Elgin is they've given up 24 points all season, 32 points all season. They have 3 shutouts this year. Yeah. Now, Elgin, they got Noble, Duncan, MacArthur, Midwest City to finish out the regular season.
Well, I mean,
so we'll see.
I mean, there's a real – what was the last 2? Noble, Duncan, who else?
MacArthur, Midwest City.
I mean, they could lose the last 2, or they could split, or they could win both. Obviously, are the options. I would look for them to drop one of those games, if not both.
We'll see. Week 9 and Week 10 of the high school football season. All right. Time to do the Class 6A2 High School Huddle rankings. Number 1 and remains there, solidified number 1. Number 1, Stillwater. Number 2, Choctaw. Number 3, Muskogee. Number 4, Deer Creek. Number 5, Sand Springs. And we forgot to mention that game earlier in our earlier segment with Choctaw taking down Deer Creek in a good game last week. And really, Choctaw dominated that game for the most part as they win at 28-16. So obviously, you have discussion points here with 2, 3, 4.
Well, you got discussion points at 2, 3, 4. I mean,
5 and 6.
I was real close putting 3 Muskogee at 2 in 5A. I think there's an argument for that.
I did.
Choctaw. Yep. And Choctaw. Listen, we've seen a lot of Choctaw over the last couple of years, and you say, well, why is that relevant? Well, it's relevant because the last 2 years is the same guy that's starting a quarterback for him this year. Akron commit. I just went blank. Still Wassel. Big kid, athletic kid, strong arm, but they are going to go as he goes. I mean, he offensively, he's the guy. I mean, he just is.
Side note, if you're Brent Venables, do you offer somebody like Still Wassel? And if you're Still Wassel as a preferred walk-on, do you go to OU as a preferred walk-in, or you take that scholarship to Akron?
I go straight to Akron.
Yeah. Okay. School's expensive.
Regardless of where OU's currently. If Chris is going to get mad if he sees you sitting on that cord. Okay.
Quarterbacks are what's yours? You'd be muted the entire time.
So that might work out for everybody, but I mean, you go straight to Akron. I mean, but he's the wild card. Deer Creek, listen, they lost a game. It's so hard to go undefeated. I don't care what classification of ball you're playing. Don't count Deer Creek out. I mean, I think the top 4 teams, any of them could be in the state championship game. I do think Stillwater has separated themselves just a smidge as what's got to be the favorite in 6A2.
Mm-hmm.
In Sand Springs, I caught a little grief. They were a three-loss team. Well, yeah, who'd they lose to, Chris?
I can pull that up here.
I mean, it's brutal who they lost to. Bixby.
I'm getting there, I promise. I'm trying to figure out.
Muskogee, and was it Deer? No, they haven't played Deer Creek yet, have they?
Mm-mm.
Here we go. Coming up
right about now. Sand Springs, they have lost to Bixby.
Yep.
They have lost Muskogee.
Yep.
And they've lost to Stillwater.
Yeah.
Excuse me for having 3 losses. I mean, Sand Springs is a good football team. They're a very good football team, but I'm telling you, that's about as tough of a schedule played at any classification as you'd see thus far through the season.
The other option you would have at number 5 instead of Sand Springs could be a Lawton team who is 5-1 on the season. Their best victory would be Lawton MacArthur, 51-26.
Yeah, and their bad loss would be to Ponca City.
Yeah, their only loss.
So you can't discount that, can you, Ronnie?
I mean, those losses Sand Springs had, they weren't competitive. I mean,
okay,
they were blown out.
You tell yourself whatever you need to.
I mean, you still got to win on the ball field. I mean,
okay.
I mean, I get it, but
you got any more coach talk, or can we move on? Okay, we can move on, Chris.
All right, those are the 6A2 rankings, and we have a little shift in 6A1 rankings, but not what Phil wants it to be.
You guys are both. I'm just going to say, you're both idiots. You're idiots.
The High School Huddle Top 5, number 1 team in 6A1 remains the Union Red Hawks, Phil will discuss here in a second if he needs to go any further. Number 2, those Bixby Spartans going for a 56-game win streak.
Yeah, but they're second.
Mustang number 3, Norman North 4, and number 5, Jinx. Norman North with the victory over Jinx. And so
I wanted to put somebody else at 5.
Jinx falls to 3-5, but who would that be?
Well, that's just it. It falls off hard. I mean, it falls off hard. But just humor me. How can you guys not have Bixby number 1 right now? Honestly, we have fun with this. We joke, but everybody I talk to that follows the show, that is the consensus. How is Bixby not number 1?
Well, if Jinx doesn't mess things up, or who's Bixby play this week?
It doesn't matter. Okay, it's Broken Arrow.
Okay. If Jinx and Broken Arrow doesn't mess it up, we will have possibly a Union Bixby State Championship game. Everything's got to stay on par for that to happen. Bixby's best victory this year was Owasso, first game of the season.
Okay. How about Union's best victory?
Oh, I'm glad you asked, Phil.
Can't wait to see this.
Union's best victory, outside of Owasso, a common opponent there, Jinx, Broken Arrow.
Well, those are 2 powerhouses.
Well, I think
right
Union's
now.
get a little,
but Jinx is a powerhouse.
Didn't Bixby go into Arkansas and beat a pretty good football team?
I don't know how good they are.
Well, no,
Harbor is not any good. They lost.
Yeah, they're not any good.
They lost to another
Booker T.
Oklahoma team. Yeah,
well, Google it.
I'm telling you.
Yeah,
don't need to
Harbor
beat. We've
done our homework.
Oh,
DJ McKinney runs the ball. Shaker throws the ball. I think when it gets on the field, I think Union's number 1. I can't go off a 6A2 Bixby. I'm going off a 6A1 Bixby.
We'll go off the 6A2 Bixby that kicked both those teams' butts when they were playing them last year.
Did Bixby Union play last year?
I know they played Jinx.
Oh, I know they played Jinx.
And who won?
The 2-time defending state
champions. And who won
state
last year in 6A?
Jinx.
That's right. Who beat who?
Union.
Union.
Hey, man, who got 85 transfers in this year?
It doesn't matter. He's not playing. It don't matter. He's not playing. Hell, he's liable to be in California playing by week 10.
Oh, no. He's here for the rest of December at least.
I'm disgusted with both of you.
All right. So
what do you got to do to get some respect out of you two? A 56-game winning streak.
They're going for 56.
They're playing Broken Arrow this week. A 56-game winning streak. And you guys have them at 2. Well, and what drives me even more crazy, Ronnie picked them to win state.
I did.
Bixby?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, it infuriates me.
Nobody's allowed to have opinion with Phil.
Well, you're supposed to have a good opinion if you have one.
I picked him to win state,
A little poll for those that watching that follow the show. Who should be number 1 in 6A1? Bixby or Union? This will be unanimous. Okay, I'm done now. Move on.
All right. I was just seeing the
something popped up about me sending. I'm not sending any stars.
I hope you are.
No, not now. I'm angry. I'm fired up.
I'm fired up for that 6A. I hope it happens. I really, really do hope we get that Union Bixby showdown. I don't know if I want to broadcast. I don't know if I want to do the play-by-play of it because I just want to be a fan of that game.
Well, I'll tell you, that'll be a fun one. Oh, we got our first Bixby. Keep them coming, kids.
Yeah, there's 2 Bixbys.
Keep them coming.
Yeah. I don't mind being a minority because if Union wins.
Grant Oliver Union, okay, put Grant on the band list. Coach, sorry, it's been a good run.
I'm telling
Grant Oliver band.
I'm telling you, when they get on the field, it's going to be a great showdown.
It's going to be a really good game.
It's going to be a great ball game. And
Union's going to win.
And Bixby will win by 2
is this a championship
scores.
Game? I got
Bixby will win by 2 scores.
Wow.
It could be 10 points. It could be a safety and a field goal, but they'll win by 2 scores.
Wow. All right. Well, those were very entertaining top 5.
No, seriously, Grant's on the band list. Put him on there.
Grant's a real good friend of mine, and he's one of my favorite ones.
Kent has Bixby. Cody has Bixby.
Kent lives in Ohio.
Also has Texas.
Kent lives in Ohio. It doesn't count.
Okay. All right.
You mean the sole Division I football player that's on the show? That one?
We're talking about high school.
Kent, I got your back, big brother.
High school football.
I got your back.
High school football.
All right, we're going to take our final timeout here. We're going to let Phil calm down. He's going to strut out here on his crutches.
Cow.
I'm going to get up and limp out of here.
When we come back, it is a top 10 games of the week. Our predictions, our records, and we were bad. We were bad.
Well, I mean, we were 500. That happened.
That's so bad.
How was Ronnie?
Below 5.
Oh, okay.
But it's so bad. We got to get better. All right.
Get better. Got to do better, Ronnie.
Final segment. Back after this. This is the High School Huddle presented by Generations Church.
At Generations Church, we exist to love God, love people, and serve both well. We're a multi-generational, multicultural church that believes in being a light to our city and our region. At Generations, we don't believe that church can be put in a box. We're a church that accepts all people from all walks of life, young, old, rich, and poor, and you will feel welcome at Generations. Join us at 10 a.m. every Sunday at 2524 West Noble in Guthrie, America. You can also join us at generationsguthrie.online.church.
Hey, you in the third row. Yes, you. When was your last dental checkup? Dr. Lewis Turney and his staff provide dental care in a fun, relaxing environment. Still not convinced? Prefer to sleep through your appointment? No problem. We can do that too. Our staff can ensure you have a relaxing experience no matter what. Got kids? Hey, so do we. Come see what all the moms are talking about. Our kid-friendly staff loves to provide care to even the tiniest of teeth. Give us a call today. We've got the whole family covered.
Give Dr. Lewis Turney a call at 282-7600.
Today I'm sharing Golden Chick with the world. Are you ready to taste Golden Chick for the first time? 100% tenderloin. That's where the golden tenders come from. Marinated for 24 hours.
It is amazing.
Then we also got the rolls, made fresh.
It feels like they were just baked.
You know why it feels that way? They were.
Every time I go, I like to get extra rolls, so I love it. Mm-hmm.
We are being kind of photobombed right now by the one and only Clucky. Have you met Clucky the chicken? Don't get too starstruck. He's just a regular guy. One taste, and you're golden. He's on Tender. That's like a chicken dating app.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy. Aspen Roofing is a family-owned roofing company with more than 20 years of experience and achievements across Oklahoma. Aspen Roofing takes pride in the personal service we provide on each job, and we strive to maintain the highest level of quality while offering our customers a reasonable price. It is our commitment to help you understand the process of getting a new roof from start to finish. Call Robbie Hudson for a free roofing estimate at 405-562-0026.
Exxon was founded by two combat-proven veterans to help businesses grow from mediocre to exceptional. We know from experience that your culture and trust throughout the organization drive superior performance. Most business owners focus on the urgent rather than the important. They are just struggling to survive. The team at Exxon helps owners identify challenges, build solutions, and focus on growth. Do you trust your team? Does your team trust you? If not, we can help. We are Exxon.
Welcome back to the High School Huddle, presented by Generations Church.
I'm telling you, toss the Union with the running back.
You got a mutiny, right? Well, is he going to be eligible?
The Union running back?
Well, yeah.
DJ McKinney?
You don't know.
Yeah.
He may struggle.
He almost hit 200 yards last week. Imagine what he'll do in a state championship game.
Who did he play? Who did they play?
Union beat Norman.
Norman. If you don't get at least 200 yards against Norman, you should be benched.
Welcome back to the High School Huddle alongside Ronnie Phillips. Phil
Ronnie's
Nichols,
fired, by the way.
Phil Nichols, Chris Evans with you. We are presented by our title sponsor, Generations Church. Love God, love people, serve both well. GenerationsGuthrie.com. You can also find them on Facebook. Great ministry here, not only in Guthrie, but Logan County and throughout the state as well. We appreciate Pastor Seabolt and all the congregation out there and the fancy lights and the great music and all that good stuff at Generations Church.
Good friends, do a great job, not just here, but everywhere in the community. Do a lot of great things.
Okay. Well, let's take a look at last week's records, and I apologize. This is embarrassing, but nonetheless, here they are. Chris,
all I see is 36-14.
So you read right to left?
Well, in this case, I do.
Chris and Phil last week 5-5. 5-5. Ronnie went to 3-7. So Ronnie is 5 games back. Chris is 2 games back through week 6 predictions. Right now.
I can't see that from here.
No, see, I tested you earlier, Phil. I said, hey, can you see that? And you did it well because I knew you were going to say I can't read it well because I don't have my contacts in.
I don't have my contacts
in. I know that, but you were able to read it before we went on the air.
Who's winning for the year?
You.
Me, Phil. Okay.
You've been there before.
Yeah, act like it.
Not this deep in the year. It's a whole new feeling for me.
All right. 5-5 last week. No one was over 500.
It was bad.
That's bad.
It was bad. Yeah.
Okay. There were some good games.
We're going to redeem ourselves.
Oh, boy, I hope so. I hope so. Well, the way it works, we have our top 10 games of the week. Phil gets to go first. Despite the same records, he has the T-Box. He won the week before. If you don't believe him, ask him. So here we go. The first game that we are looking at here on the High School Huddle is the 6A1 matchup. Westmore, 2-4 on the season. They are on the road at Enid, 3-3. Westmore has lost 2 straight games as they try to get back on the winning ways. Enid, solid season. Rashawn Woods has them moving in the right direction, and they've had a good season. Westmore at Enid. Phil, you are on.
Well, there's 3 close picks this week.
Oh, 3 out of 10? So
that I think are really difficult.
Okay.
And I have to go first on all 3. And you can decide if that's a coincidence or not. I think there's some card stacking going on, trying to put me at a disadvantage. It doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter.
Poor Phil.
It doesn't matter.
Poor Phil.
It doesn't matter.
Feels like he used to be in the first place and having to go the
Enid beats Westmore.
Woo! Enid the
beats
Plainsmen.
Westmore. That's right.
On their home field, takes down a Westmore.
That's a fact.
That will be a huge win.
That'd be a great win. 28-21.
Wow, 28-21. I don't know what the score is, but I know Westmore is winning that football game.
Good.
So I get to break the tie?
Oh, no, it's not tight. You're going to go with your big brother.
Well, it says right there I got Enid.
Oh, you got Enid.
Oh, I'm the only one.
That's
with
wrong.
the Jaguars.
That's
Well,
wrong.
see, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I mean, I've just had 2 terrible weeks, so don't expect analysis from me. I'm just going to tell you who I'm picking. All right?
That's probably best.
Yeah, I think it's good. Cubs are out of the playoffs.
Cubs are out of the playoffs.
Just been a bad year so
Next
far.
thing you know, you can
Westmore beat UConn. Westmore beat Moore. Westmore only lost to Jinx by 6.
Oh, the powerhouse Jinx.
Yeah.
Hey, they're in the top 5 of the rankings.
Yeah, there's a reason.
Enid's best victory, Moore. Both teams beat Moore. All right.
What's the score between those 2 teams? I can make my pick now.
Do what?
Nothing.
I didn't hear it either. Okay.
He was rumbling.
All right.
We need headphones.
He's had a rough day.
Game number 9. See, we're already disagreeing. This is
Chris has got a tough one to lead off.
What do I
with
get here? Let's see.
Man, Broken Arrow and Bixby. That's a whoo. I bet you've laid awake at night trying to dissect this one.
It is. Can I break? Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
It's your turn.
The Broken Arrow Tigers 2-4 on the season on the road in Bixby. 6-0 Spartans as they go for their 56 game winning streak, which is a state record, by the way.
Well, does that get you second in the High School Huddle rankings?
Broken Arrow leads this series.
Well, of course they do.
26-9-1.
Yeah. What about the last 6 times they played?
Just let it go, Phil.
So we want to look at the past for Bixby and their rankings against Union, but we can't look in the past. Okay.
Go ahead. Well, no, look at the past against Union.
Their last meeting,
Just let it go.
Broken Arrow won 28-6 in 2013.
Yeah. These kids were 4.
Bixby's last win in this series, 13-7, 1993.
Wow.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay, go ahead.
You were like 9, Ronnie.
You're doing a lot.
What year was that?
93.
Oh, yeah, I was 9. I was 9.
Carry the one. I already had a child in 93. So I must have been like 7th grade.
Oh, boy.
I do believe, with everything pointing toward Broken Arrow in this game, I'm going to go out on the edge, and I'm going Bixby in this one. In a close one, 56-7.
Yeah,
56.
that's a
Gotcha.
close one.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Go ahead, Ronnie boy.
Oh, it's my turn?
Yeah, well. You go after Chris.
Bixby.
Bixby.
I probably should have had all these
Big. Huge.
I actually had 56-14, Chris.
Yeah.
What did I say? 56-7?
Yeah. I'm going to be right. I think it'll be right around that.
All right, so there we have Bixby, as we now move on to game number 8. It features the Midwest City Bombers, a 5A1 school this year, first year in 5A. On the road to Lawton MacArthur, a 5A1 staple. Midwest City 4-2 on the year. Lawton MacArthur 5-1, 3-0 in district play. Both teams are 3-0 in district play. Each team has won 3 games in a row. Both playing good football, but somebody has to lose. Ronnie, you are on the clock.
Athletes on both sides. Mac's got a ton of athletes. Midwest City's got a ton of athletes. What do I know? I'm going with Mac.
Mac. Very good.
I had Midwest City wrote down, but I'm changing my mind right now.
You did. You have Midwest City.
I'm going to go with Mac.
You went with Mac.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it was a good thing you don't go with on paper because I'm going with Lawton MacArthur as well
Lawton
at home. I think MacArthur a more complete team.
Yeah, I mean, there's an opportunity for hearing me to stretch my season win. This is one where I could pick opposite of you two and put a little more distance between the ever-growing distance.
You don't even get a logo on your name.
Well, I haven't made my pick yet.
Oh.
Midwest City start out 0-2.
Yeah, I was worried about them. I still, yeah.
Now 4-2, correct?
Yeah, 4-2.
Playing well. Lawton Mac has a loss against against Lawton.
Correct.
Ooh.
Correct.
Ponca City beat Lawton.
Ooh.
That's that one weighs very heavy on your heart.
Lawton Mac's biggest win of the year is who do you think?
Just tell us.
No. I got it.
He's got a formula here.
Trying to get him to change.
If you told me this ahead of time, I can have it pulled up.
Well, I'm telling you now.
Lawton MacArthur Field, their best victory this year. They beat John Marshall, beat Eisenhower, they beat Duncan, they beat Altus, they beat Ardmore. So the best victory of the year, John Marshall-ish, probably.
Midwest City wins.
Wow.
They haven't beat anybody, guys.
They only play their schedule.
Whoa, okay.
Phil,
now
Chris,
you sound like me.
Chris, you're not allowed to disagree. All right, he's the leader right now. He's in the lead
in the clubhouse.
So just let it go, Chris. Just go to the next one.
In the clubhouse.
Wow.
Midwest City.
Got a great quarterback.
Where's the logo? Oh, love their logo. Simple, clean. I like it.
They got a great quarterback. Yeah. Midwest City does. So.
Oh, did you give a score on that? What are you thinking?
They win by 1.
1 by 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Win by 2.
Win by 2.
Okay. You got a Midwest City win by 3?
2 scores.
2 scores.
2 scores.
That's right.
So
it could be a safety and a field goal. It could be 2 safeties.
Yeah. Safety and a field goal. That's 5 points.
Right, or it could be
score.
2 safeties.
1 score.
No, 2 scores. You score on 2 different occasions.
You guys done?
I'm done.
All right.
That's making sense.
I won again.
So here we go. Game number 7 of the High School Huddle Top 10 games featuring
glad you picked this one.
A Class 2A matchup. Bonita 6-0, 3-0, same as Rejoice Christian. Great quarterback, Chance Wilson, dual threat quarterbacks. But this will be their toughest challenge. The Hornets of Bonita. Bonita's Paul Glasscock completed 109 of 161 passes for almost 1,800 yards, 20 touchdowns. Also can run the football, but Chance.
How's Bonita doing?
They're 6-0.
How's their quarterback?
I just went over his numbers.
Those were his?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Bonita's?
Yes.
Yeah. Public school.
Chance Wilson.
Oh, here it comes.
91 of 136 for 1,835 yards and 20 touchdowns. So both have thrown for 20 touchdowns.
Yeah, big time. Both good quarterbacks.
Both can run the football.
Play good defense. Both very well coached. I believe we have Rejoice number 2 in our rankings.
We do, yeah.
And we have, I think Bonita
on the outside looking in.
Looking in is like 6 or 7.
Somewhere in that range, yes. They did not collect any votes. But
this could be one where you could steal a game here, Ronnie. The last couple weeks, you had opportunities to pull the trigger when your gut was telling you something.
Yep.
Did you take it?
Nope.
Didn't take it.
I feel you're on the clock.
Well, I got to build this up a little bit.
Oh, you're building. Okay.
Yeah. You got private school versus public school. I'm a big public school guy. True? That's right.
They're all the same, Phil, to me.
Oh, no, I thought we we're not talk. Go ahead.
No, you can talk as long as you agree.
Yeah.
I want to pick Bonita. I really do. I want to pick Bonita over Rejoice.
Do it.
But I think Rejoice is the better football team.
But do what you want to do. Go with your gut.
I am. Rejoice Christian wins.
Okay.
A good ball game, but I think Rejoice wins it.
I think Rejoice wins by multiple scores.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Rejoice Christian.
But I want to pick Veneta.
You built that up for.
Chris always tells me try to make it good, right?
Sometimes.
Yeah. Not every time.
We can. You have one more chance.
You mean down here?
No, you have one more chance if you truly want. Right now, before I take the screen off, you can go with Veneta.
Oh, Rejoice.
You can put the Hornet on there.
Oh, it's Hornets?
Yeah, it's the Hornets. Veneta Hornets.
What would be cool is if he talked me in it, bullied me into changing.
And Veneta won?
And then Veneta won. I can get weeks out of that.
You should do it then.
Not doing it.
All right. That was your chance. All right. So congratulations to Veneta.
Yeah. Veneta won by 5 touchdowns.
All right, game number 6. Oh, here we go.
Oh, this is a tough one.
Here we go. Chris gets to go first on this one.
It's Jinx Trojans.
Jinx Trojans 4-2 on the season, 2-1 in district play. Moore overall record same, 4-2, but 1-2 in district play. This game will be played on Friday night. Jinx coming off that loss, Norman North. Phil, you picked that game, didn't you? No, nobody did. That was I can't remember. I thought it was, but Moore coming off their.
Norman North.
Okay, yeah.
Ronnie's getting tired of my success, so I didn't want to pile on.
No, I want to get it in while we can. Okay. Moore coming off their first district win with a blowout victory over South Moore. Denver Wolf against the Trojans defense. Yeah.
Good name.
Denver Wolf.
Yeah, that's a good name.
Yeah, he's the quarterback for the Lions.
Yeah.
He's got to go up against that Trojan defense. Yeah. Trojans can run the ball.
Yeah.
With Carroll and company.
Yeah.
Having a hard time throwing the football right now.
Yep.
So with all that, this is the 7th meeting. Jinx has won all previous 6, including the most recent 51-19 in 2020. As we've been reminded several times on this show, I indeed picked Jinx to win the 6A1 state championship. And as soon as they can get healthy.
Here it comes.
As soon as they get healthy into a rhythm.
Here it comes.
And that running game's there. The running game's ready to go. They're ready for Union Jinx.
Running game is very good.
Jinx, you're on the clock week 10.
Yeah, ready to go.
Once they get going, never underestimate a Jinx Trojan ball club.
Especially with a great running game. And a good defense. What's your pick?
I'm going with the Jinx Trojans to go on the road in Moore to get the victory.
Ronnie?
I don't know if this ever happened before, but has Jinx ever lost 2 games in a row?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 1904.
Yeah. No, here a few years ago.
Yeah.
They struggled.
So it's been a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
It's been 5 years.
Yes, so it's not going to happen again. Jinx wins. Don't change your mind, Phil. You're going to pick more. Go ahead and do it.
I never said I was picking more.
You told me that earlier.
I said I want to pick more. Jinx wins.
Jinx across the board. We'll make sure we get all the logos up there. The internet is there. It is at the same time.
That's true.
Jinx, Jinx. All right. We moved to the top 5 games here in week 7 of the high school huddle schedule. And it features Class 4A matchup. Poto, 5-1 overall, 3-0 in district play, going down, far down. Broken Bow, Oklahoma.
Yep.
Also 5-1, 3-0 overall record. Poto, great defense, allowing just under 10 points a ball game. Broken Bow's offense, Phil, 45-plus points a ball game.
Something's got to give.
Something's got to give. And Ronnie, what's given? Who's winning this ball game?
I think Poto is going to win this game. Riding high on the Potos. I spent a lot of time there, so I have a little.
Oh, you have?
I have a little bias there. Yeah, got buddies live there, so
bias doesn't win games.
Nope, but
he's proven that.
Yeah, but it at least saved me a few text messages this week. So going Poto.
I'm going Poto as well.
I'm going Poto as well. Yeah. I think
it's boring when this happens,
but you have to go with your heart to go 10-0.
Oh, here we go.
I mean, no one's come close to 10. Well, someone went 9-1.
That was.
All 3 of us did.
All 3 of us went 9-1 at least.
He was the latest. Ronnie was the latest to go 9-1. Great logo.
That is a great logo.
The Pirates.
That's
Poto.
a great logo.
That is a tremendous logo.
Can't wait till somebody cancels him for that, I'm sure. Violence. Got a sword.
Weapon. You got all that out?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Boy. Number 4, game of the week. Phil, you're on the clock.
Well, imagine that. Phil's got another tough one to pick here.
It is a 3A matchup. Cassia Hall, 5-1, 3-0 in district play. Verdigris, 5-1, 2-1 in district play with Bristow's victory last week over Verdigris, 15-14. Cassia Hall's won 4 straight since losing to Rejoice Christian, 42-27 back in week 1. Phil, Let's say you.
Vertigus wins 21-17.
Vertigus 21-17.
You guys are both going to pick Cassius, so this is a chance to close the gap or for me to extend it.
That's good. Now, I can't fall back anymore. But I had Vertigus winning the entire, even before the upset last week. I think Vertigus comes into this game mad, upset, and I think they take their frustrations this week out on a good Cash-All team.
Very good Cash-All team.
I agree. Vertigus.
This is absolutely no fun whatsoever.
Well, we've
you had two opportunities.
We've had some mix up a little bit.
I've done that the last 2 weeks, and look how it's turned out for me.
What's your Deer Creek teams next?
Oh,
you love them.
Number 3
That's cap.
game of the week is the Deer Creek Antlers coming off their first loss of the season to the Choctaw Yellow Jackets. 5-1 on the year, same as Lawton's 5-1 record. Ronnie's Lawton fighting team.
Yeah, that's right.
He want them in the top 5.
Lawton beat Northwest. My top 5. Yeah, Lawton beat Northwest Classen last week, 62-14. After losing to Ponca City the week before, 24-16.
Ponca City's tough.
Chris Evans gets to go first in this one. And, boy, speaking of mad and upset, they are looking to add on the points this week. I got Deer Creek winning this ball game in Lawton on Friday.
Yeah, I got Grady Adamson throwing for 3,000 yards. Deer Creek will win by 1 billion.
Deer Creek wins by a ton.
All right.
Oh, no, this one's – I got to pick this one too, don't I? No, Chris got to pick – no, you get to pick this one.
I just got them picking the Deer Creek one.
That's on – see, this is an interesting game, I think.
Yeah, Ronnie, you get to go first. I'm waiting for all the logos to pop up for our video audience so it can be confirmed.
Yeah, we have to have this because we have to go back because Phil forgets.
Yeah, he does. There they are. They're the Antlers. Well, that looks like a couple.
That's so hard for me to do.
That looks some good stuff. Antlers put on the wall there. Right. Okay, game number 2 of the High School Huddle games of the week. Union at Mustang. A lot of people have this as the game of the week. We have it at number 2.
Break this one down, Ronnie.
Well, I will. Thank you, Phil. Union 6-0 on the season, 3-0 in district play, as is Mustang 3-0, but 5-1. The loser of this ball game. The loser of this ball game more than likely has to play Bixby in the semis.
Oh.
So you want to win this game.
Yeah. Well,
you want to win this game.
What do you? It's not a big deal.
Well, we're in the playoffs. It doesn't matter. You got to play everybody anyway.
Well, yeah.
Well, you rather play him in the championship.
Yeah.
I'd rather play him in semis than the championship. It's going to be cakewalk, right?
Oh, boy.
I guess that's one way you can look at that.
I mean, that's why I look at it.
Go ahead, Mr. Red Hawk.
He's breaking it down. He does it every single time, Phil. Every single time.
Union travels the Mustang.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Union has to make
game.
Okay.
They're going to fly there, guys. They're going to be luxury. I mean, what's that mean? That doesn't mean anything.
Wheel out the private jet and wheels down in 11 minutes.
Phil, DJ McKinney, you heard me talk about him a couple of times.
Great football player.
877 rushing yards, 16 touchdowns.
Yeah, great football player.
Is Shaker Reisig going to play? Or is Grayson Timpson going to continue on?
Done well.
He's done a great job.
Yep.
He's done a great job.
Yep.
Mustang quarterback, Tristan Russell, 107 passing for 107 of 146 passing for over 1,600 yards, 18 touchdowns.
Yeah.
A lot of that going to the OU commit, Jacoby Johnson, top receiver.
Yeah.
LeBrian Hayes, though, Russell's top target, 19-0 over Edmond Santa Fe, 7 catches, 82 yards. Air Force commit, Mustang wide receiver Keegan Bass, 31 catches, 554 yards, 6 touchdowns. Mustang can throw the football. Shaker and the crew can run it. They can pass it as well. This should be a good one.
Yeah, it should be.
Oh, I get to go first? So the number 1 Union Redhawks travel down to Mustang, and they're going to take it to Mustang.
Take it to them.
Take it to them. Could be 2 scores. Could be a field goal, extra point.
Right,
it just
could be an extra point.
Oh, safety. Yeah, no, they're going to win by a lot.
Win by a lot.
They win, but not by a lot. Mustang's good this year. Mustang's really good. Regardless, whoever loses this game, staying in the top 5 for my rankings next week. But I think Union wins in a close one.
Yeah.
So what's if Union blows out Mustang? You still have Mustang in your top 5?
Yeah. Okay. I think they're the best West Side school.
Yeah, they are. I think they are the best West Side school.
I agree.
And their sole loss is to Deer Creek earlier in the year. Was their sole loss. So, there's no such thing as a quality loss, but But that was their sole loss was to
Sand Springs has quality losses.
They do have quality losses. That's a good point. This is one of those deals where I could go and try to make a statement.
You can't go 10-0 if you try to make a statement.
Why can't I?
Do what you think's best.
Mustang wins. What? Mustang wins. Mustang wins.
He's so mad.
Mustang wins.
We finally
Mustang.
got him to go off the boat.
Mustang
we did break
wins.
him.
No, wait, I'm not done. Mustang wins in cross country on Saturday. I just wanted to make Chris put that up there.
So you're going with Union?
Yes, Union.
Union cross country is pretty good, by the way.
Yeah. No, I'm with Chris. So I think Mustang is a very good football team, and they have some real cats on offense. Now, to me, it comes down to Union runs the ball better than Mustang, and all things being equal, 2 out of 3 things are bad when you throw the ball a lot. And I'd look for Union to get a couple turnovers, get some points off those turnovers, and I think they win.
Well, I think
you had 3 out of 4 with pass interference these days.
Yeah, that's true.
I think if Union has a chance of beating Bixby or semis or the finals, they have to blow out a team like Mustang, because I think Bixby would blow out Mustang. So, I mean, for that to happen, I think for Union to even have a case against Bixby, they have to play really well in this game and beat them by a couple scores.
Yeah. No, I
don't know they will, but I think that they need to.
Now, I will say this: I think there's 3 right now. There's 2 clear cut back and forth. There's 2 people in the conversation for number 1 and 6A1, Bixby and Union, obviously. And then I think it is that Mustang, Jinx,
on any given night.
On any given night. Yep. And so, but this is one of those games, I just think the running attack for Union is going to be too much.
I think Shaker will play.
Yeah, I think
Coach Fred's keeping it close, not saying anything, but I think Shaker plays. I think they are holding him that, okay, keep getting us by, let's get ready for Mustang. And I think Shaker comes in and plays. And so we'll see how Shaker plays. His backup's done a good job. All right, time to move on to the game of the week here on the High School Huddle. It features the Carl Albert Titans going on the road to Bishop McGuinness on Friday night in Oklahoma City. Titans 5-2 on the season. Bishop McGuinness 6-0 after the impressive win in Guthrie last week on a no second on the clock field goal by Kilgillian to win it. How about, have we ever seen a McGuinness Carl Albert game? We've seen plenty of them in the postseason. This one's in the regular season. Either way, Carl Albert has had their way against Bishop McGuinness in this series here. You got a great running back, Xavier Robinson for Carl Albert. He's a junior. Mike Taffy, a great running back. Also, they can put him in the slot. River Warren's a great quarterback. He's got a couple of receivers. They can go get it. And then Bird on defense, the linebacker. He's a very impressive player. So this is going to be another classic 5A2 showdown. McGuinness wins. If McGuinness can win, they are district champions. I mean, unless something just crazy blows up. But if Carl Albert can win it, it's Guthrie Carl Albert next week. And so we'll find out about 5A2 in the next 2 weeks. But Phil, you're on the clock.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those games. I haven't seen Carl Albert this year yet. I mean, live. Of course, they had that blowout loss to Coweta. And then they lost to Elk City, wasn't it? Was it Elk City? No, they lost to who was the other loss to? It
was the 6A2 school, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Carl Albert lost to Coweta to begin the season, and then Muskogee.
That's right, Muskogee.
So the 2 losses to really good football teams, and I've got Carl Albert in that 6-7 spot in 5A right now.
Reed DeQuazy might be coming back this week.
Could be coming back this week. That's a wild card. I mean, that's they've been playing without their quarterback, returning starting quarterback due to injury. Out of everybody we talked about on the McGuinness team, 2 kids really stood out to me last week. And it wasn't Taffy, because Taffy, you kind of expect him to do something. But I was real impressed with their little quarterback. I mean, now he's not little. He's 6'4" junior, can throw the ball well. But his toughness, he's a very, very tough kid. But the big kid was Bird on defense. I mean, he was just a monster. I think that McGuinness
going to have to be this week.
Yeah, and I think that McGuinness defense is going to be the difference. I've got McGuinness over Carl Albert in a real great ball game.
And that's the key. That's the thing that I'm looking at. That's the thing I'm looking at, Phil. For McGinnis to win, it's going to have to be their defense to win because of that great running back in Xavier Robinson, who has gone off a couple of times this year.
Yeah, very capable.
And Bishop McGinnis, they throw the ball a little bit more than I would like, but they can. They have some great plays, and they have a good balanced offense.
They do.
With Taffy in there, and then you take Taffy off the field to give him a rest, and you bring in Bird to give you a couple of reps there on that one. But it does come down, I think, to if Bishop McGinnis can stop the running game of Xavier Robinson, I think they have a success. And I will go with Bishop McGinnis on this one, winning this one in another classic 5A battle as we've seen over the last several weeks in this class.
Here's your chance, Ronnie. He's thinking about it. Look at him.
Xavier Robinson's really good.
I've seen this look before.
He's a load. Have you seen this guy lately?
Yeah,
he's massive now. He's huge.
He's almost good for like 4 touchdowns plus.
He's really good. McGinnis is really good. Saw him last week. Defense is really good. Yeah. I like Carl Albert in this game.
Yeah, do you?
I do. Yeah. I'm picking Carl Albert to win.
I'm
picking Carl Albert to win.
Make it a stand.
I think, again, we don't know a whole lot about Carl Albert. I think they've grown since their 2 losses earlier in the season. They've been pretty good offensively here a lot lately. Xavier Robinson just been on a tear lately. I mean, just been so good to watch and just watch the playback on the game. So I think Carl Albert's going to do a little upset this week.
Those 2 losses gets them ready for this type of game.
Yes,
no
absolutely.
Doubt. No doubt. But I think it's going to be a classic. We all agree with that?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great game.
I hope so.
Yeah.
All right, those are the top 10 games here on the High School Huddle. I think it feels good. We'll see how it plays out on Friday night, Saturday, but a good mix of games, and we had some different opinions, so that should be fun.
But you get in district play, and usually this week 7, week 8 is when you start seeing a lot of the really good teams play each other. When you look at schedules, and kind of across the board, 6, 7, 8.
All the good games are coming up, yeah.
Let me ask you guys a question. So if you take away Carl Albert, McGinnis, Union, and Mustang, what's the one game that you're going to be like, all right, I'm going to keep a close eye on that?
Rejoice and
Veneta. I mean, yeah.
Or Verdigris.
Rejoice and Veneta. Yeah.
No. I'm sorry. Verdigris.
Okay, I thought that's what you meant.
Verdigris and Cassia. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that's the big one for me.
That's gonna be a real good one. Yeah.
And I'll be interested in see what happens with that Jinx Moore game, just because Moore's got an outstanding quarterback, and there's just a lot of variables, and we've seen Moore put up a lot of points this year. Against people. So, and what more importantly than anything, I want to see, okay, where is Jinx really? Because they've won some close ones this year. So that's one. It would not surprise me if Moore won that game. I don't think they will, but I wouldn't be like, oh, holy smokes, I can't believe that happened. So that'd be an interesting.
Poto Broken Bow could be a chance to be a real good game as well.
Yes, that could be a classic.
The one I'm truly interested in. When I know all about 5A2 and know all about 5A3. Collinsville and Grove will have their day. I mean, it's a 2-man race in that 5A4. But 5A1, I have no idea. Elgin, Midwest City, like MacArthur. Yeah. So I'll be interested in Midwest City, MacArthur, because that 5A1, 5A2 first-round playoff game will be interesting. And 5A2 will probably be favored in a lot of those. But we'll see how 5A1 plays out. It'll be a lot of fun games this week here in week 7 of high school football season. Well, that will do it here on the show. Appreciate everyone coming in and checking us out tonight. And a big thank you to our great streaming audience today. A reminder, if you're watching replay or hearing the audio of this, you can watch us live on Second Banana Media, YouTube. Be sure to go there, subscribe, like. It's a podcast network of a different variety of podcasts there. And then also for our podcast listeners, Apple, Google, Spotify, and now on iHeartRadio, among the others. Those are the big ones. So got that one just wrapped up this week, so it should be fun. All right, best of luck to your high school football teams this week. Again, majority of those games on Thursday, a good handful of games on Friday with fall break. And then at about week 8, Phil's when we can start looking at district standings and if this happens and this happens, all that good stuff. This week will determine a lot of that where a lot of teams will stand.
Yeah, be a lot clearer picture.
Yeah, absolutely. That'll do it for Ronnie Phillips, Phil Nichols. I'm Chris Evans. We'll talk to you next time here on the High School Huddle presented by Generations Church.